Welcome students. Today we are going to take the last order of Bryophyta, that is order Polytrichales, and we are going to discuss the genus Pogonatum, which has been described in your syllabus in detail. So let us come to the systematic position of the genus Pogonatum. Pogonatum belongs to the division Bryophyta, class Bryopsida, subclass Bryidae, order Polytrichales, family Polytrichaceae, and genus Polytrichum. Let us discuss some of the general features of the order Polytrichales. Here, the gametophores are highly organized, and the leaf consists of a distal green narrow part called as the limb and a proximal broad part which is almost colorless called as the sheathing base. From the upper adaxial surface of the limb arise close set thin plates of green cells called the lamellae. The capsule is erect to horizontal, covered by the hood-shaped calyptra, which can be smooth or it may be hairy or spinulose depending upon the species. The operculum has a distinct beak, and the archisporium is usually bounded by a double air space system. This order includes a single family, Polytrichaceae, which comprises about 15 genera with 350 species. This family is well represented in India, having 5 genera, namely Polytrichum, Pogonatum, Atricium, Oligotrichum, and Laelia. And we have already studied the genus Polytrichum in your previous class, that is BSc, and today we are going to take up the genus Pogonatum. Now this figure shows the female gametophyte and the leaf of the genus Pogonatum. Now when you see the external morphology of the plant, देखिए ये प्लांट है पोगोनेटम का. ये फिगर आपको बताता है द फीमेल गोमेटोफाइट having the sporophyte, and the genus Pogonatum is the largest genus of the family Polytrichaceae and is represented by 158 species, which are cosmopolitan, and from India about 23 species have been reported, and the species are dominant in the eastern and western Himalayas. The gametophyte is having the sporophyte, which is partially dependent upon the gametophyte, which is the characteristic feature of the bryophytes. And here the rhizome is perennial and well developed, from which arise upwardly growing erect stems which are less branched. These branched or erect stems, they form a thick mat like cushions which are found mostly on the hills. The leaves have sheathing leaf base and are spirally arranged on the stem. The leaves are having a distinct midrib which is thick and which bears lamella or the wings on its side. You can see the figure B. Now we come to the external and internal morphology of the genus Pogonatum. External features include the plants that are perennial, having erect gametophytes and can be differentiated into two regions, the rhizome and the rhizoids. The adult plant has a basal rhizome like structure which gives rise to many aerial shoots or leafy shoots on the upper side and rhizoids on the lower side. The aerial shoots form thick mat-like cushions. The rhizoids have the rhizome is densely covered with multicellular thick-walled rhizoids and having oblique septa. Many rhizoids coil, twist and intertwine around the rhizome in a rope-like manner. Main function of rhizoids include anchorage and absorption. So you can see the figure A. राइजोम है, राइजोम के ऊपर राइजोइड्स लगी हुई हैं जिसमें कि ओब्लिक सेप्टा लाइक होते हैं और ये राइजोइड्स जो हैं राइजोम के ऊपर मैट लाइक स्ट्रक्चर में एकदम कॉम्पैक्टली अरेंज्ड होती हैं. अब ये एरियल शूट या स्टेम हम आए तो एरियल शूट आर इरेक्ट and arise from the rhizome. Rhizome से aerial shoots arise होती हैं. It consists of a central axis, the stem, which bears scaly and green leaves. Scaly leaves are present on the basal portion of the stem, and while the upper portion include the normal leaves. The external structures of the leaf. अगर आप लीफ का एक्सटर्नल स्ट्रक्चर देखेंगे, leaves are costate with long lanceolate lamina and a colorless base that ensheathes the stem, and each leaf is differentiated into two portions जो कि पहले भी आपने देखा, the sheathing base and the apical limb. ये फिगर बी आप देखिए, लीफ का स्ट्रक्चर बता रहा है, हैविंग अ शीदिंग बेस एंड अ limb. The apical limb. The sheathing base is colorless, broad, membranous structure. It claps around the stem closely, and this provides the external capillary conducting system for fresh water. The apical limb, the upper part of the leaf, is called the apical limb. It is green, narrow, and tapering at both the ends. It has a thick midrib region and two laterally extended thin and narrow wings called the lamina. Under moist conditions, the leaves are divergent or flattened, exposing the upper surface for maximizing the photosynthetic area or process of photosynthesis, and under dry conditions these leaves, they are closely imbricated, reducing water loss. Now we come to the external morphology of the genus Pogonatum. You can have a look at the figure D, which shows the TS of the stem of Pogonatum. TS of aerial branches show similar structure like that of Polytrichum, where rhizoids are absent. The cortex is made up of only hydroids, and the cortex is encircled by a discontinuous layer of leptoids, and the leaf portion, it bears the, here, the leaf, it is green in color, and the transverse section of the leaf shows two parts. You can see the figure C. It is green in color and is divided into two parts. The midrib, it forms the major part of the leaf. It is several layered thick in the center and gradually merges with the rudimentary wings, that is the lamina, at the margins. On the lower side, it has a distinct epidermis which is composed of a single terminal cell. The central tissue is made up of large parenchymatous cells. The hydroids and leptoids are also present in the central tissue of the leaf as scattered cells. You can see that figure. And on the upper side, there is a layer of large cells from which arise many vertical plates of cells called the laminae, which constitute the photosynthetic area of the leaf. These lamellae are separated by narrow intercellular spaces which form capillaries to form or to hold water, and these spaces also serve for gaseous exchange. The upper part is called the lamina, and here the terminal cell is splitted. In some species it is splitted into a flask shaped cells, and its function is gaseous exchange and the photosynthetic. The wings are made up only of one layered thick hyaline cells. So this is about the internal morphology of stem and leaf. Now we come to the internal morphology of the rhizome, TS of the rhizome of Pogonatum. Internally, the rhizome is outline is irregular and it is differentiated into the outer epidermis. It is almost the outermost layer and is composed of single layer of thick walled cells. In the rhizome, numerous epidermal cells extend to form the rhizoids. Then comes the cortex or the outer cortex. It is 3 to 5 layered and is composed of thick walled cells called steroids or leptoids. The inner cortex, it is broad zone of thin walled parenchymatous cells, and the cells of cortex contain starch. A large number of the leaf traces are also present in the cortex. Then comes the endodermis. Cortex is separated from the central strand by a single layer of enlarged cells called as the endodermis. The central strand, it is present in the center of the axis and consists of steroids, hydroids and leptoids cells. Steroids, compact structure is called as the stereome, are thick walled and constitute the main part of the central strand. Their main function is to provide mechanical support. The hydroids, the whole compact unit is called the hydrome. These are elongated, thin walled cells. These are scattered in the steroids in groups of 2 to 3, and the main function is water conduction, which is similar to the xylem of higher plants. And the leptoids are present next to the endodermis and are comparable to the sieve cells of the higher plants. So this is all about the external and internal morphology of the genus Pogonatum, and in our next lecture we are going to discuss the reproduction in the genus Pogonatum. Thank you so much.